This is Brian from Searching for Tone, a beginner channel for beginners by beginners. I'm not a good player, you're not a good player, but hey, let's play together. What's happening, good people? In the spirit of the season, I know we're supposed to be all jolly, but let's take a look at some of those viewer comments. They don't actually come in all that often, but I think I have about 20 or so here that are real gems. And if you haven't seen my video on I don't care, these things really don't bother me. They're really just wasting more time. But I put together an entire segment of all these wonderful things that have made me chuckle over the years. In no particular order, the first one I have here is from the video where we did on the Iron Les Paul. And it says, the guitar is average, but the problem is your skills. I never said I was an accomplished artist. The next one is a metronome and practice would be useful. Prepping before a video is the professional way. At least one, including clips that sounded correct. I'm not sure this would have sounded much better through a 72 Les Paul and a JCM 800 full stack. I didn't even make it through the whole video before stopping the video. This sounded more like my teenaged nephew who has been learning. The downside is the description implies this is to help beginners. Not being able to play the parts makes this guitar sound unjustifiably bad. Sour or missing notes, off-time rhythm, and general incompetence might keep a kid from getting an otherwise okay guitar for the price that needed to start. So you kind of also hinted that it sounds like your nephew beginning to play guitar. So then you actually felt like that it hit the mark on the video, because that's what the channel is really all about. Is we know the frustration sometimes of when you see a demo of a guitar and it sounds awesome, and then you get it home and it doesn't sound as great because some virtuoso played that guitar. So I actually take that more as a compliment. And as far as a metronome and all that, I've never really actually watched a video and said, wow, that guy's not playing in, 3/4 time or 4/4 time or 6/8 time or at 120 beats per minute or 60 beats per minute. I'm more interested in listening to the sound and what it sounds like. But if you're that good and that stuff type of annoys you, then you probably shouldn't be checking out a video on a $120 guitar or forever. I don't even know how much that one was. I mean, thanks for watching though. So the next one we have here is from that really bad Epiphone that we reviewed back in the day. Not the Slash one, but the cheapest model they have. And basically, the person said, you should try blinking and get your eyes sorted. And basically, if you guys haven't seen, I did actually response to this in a sit rep a while back, which I kind of just tied into live streams now. But when you edit things sometimes, you're not always, you may have blinked during the edit and then you edited the blink out. So I guess maybe you couldn't tell that the video was edited. So I actually kind of take that as a compliment too myself. But so one of the ones, so long, not too long of a diatribe, but the Squier debut Stratocaster, I think I might have referred it to as a Fender, and boy, that makes heads explode. And I'm not gonna make my head explode right now because you've seen that in other videos. But I tell you, it's I don't know, imagine if Squiers had fanboys like the Squier debut. It's not a Squier, it's a debut Stratocaster, it's a debut Telecaster. If they could put Fender on the headstock, then I can call it a Fender. I'm sorry. The next one comes from our cheap acoustic guitar that we got. And it was the cheapest one that we could find up until we found the Galeri, which wasn't even, remotely good at all. This one was halfway decent, but the person basically said that, you need someone that could actually play to demo this. So I just copied the link of the, header of the channel and said, hey, this is what it's a beginner channel. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I don't know if I should start every video off hey, this is Brian from Searching for Tone, a beginner channel for beginners by beginners. I'm not a good player, you're not a good player, but hey, let's play together. that didn't sound right. It was going good up until a certain point, but all right. So on the Mafetta pedal, which blew my mind. It was awesome. It was a great pedal. And the person wrote, sounds horrible. I haven't tried mine yet, but after watching this, I'm a little discouraged. Also, no latch switch. Whatever, but and I wrote back, I know my playing is horrible, but why are you discouraged? Like, even if you have a bad player demoing something and you have an awesome pedal like Wampler, it still sounds good. So I don't know what to tell you. And there's plenty of other videos out there, so you shouldn't be discouraged. Hopefully you didn't, but if you put it on Reverb for like 75 bucks, let me know. I would always want to buy it. So then the next one, I guess it was good, it was early on too, was this really inexpensive Stratocaster that I found for like 62 bucks. And it didn't sound terrible, but it wasn't something that I was gonna keep. It was actually the first time I got trolled inside a comment where somebody actually just asked me about my signal chain, because I actually don't always point it out that it's a Marshall DSL-40 on the clean channel, running through an SM57, into Apollo, through a Neve, whatever, and a distressor and all this stuff like that. Maybe I'll start including that in the links down below or like flashing it up on the screen. I don't know if that really changes your opinion, all that matter, but the person was asking about the chain, and then the guy's like, probably through a million effects. So I don't know if that means that my playing was awesome and it sounded that good, that it sounded like there was a million effects running through it, because, like how is that a dig? And it wasn't like there was any, like, I don't know, there was no delay, there was no reverb, there was nothing added to it. So I don't know if that was supposed to be a dig or not. And in that same video, got two more. The next one was someone saying, this is probably the worst guitar channel out there. And I'm like, it can't be the worst. I mean, there's got to be somebody below you, maybe I'm like the second or the third or fourth worst guitar channel out there. I'm not sure, but since then I've had over 750 subscribers since that video was published. So must be doing something right. And I appreciate every one of you sticking in there. You guys are awesome. And then the next one was, these Al Cheapo guitars are the worst. People are getting big bucks to say stuff about these things. Well, I'll be honest with you, I haven't gotten paid for it. So, yeah, I'm not paid for anything to say here. Even when I do get something for free, I still make my own opinions about it, and it's not, so I don't know what to tell you. There are people that do get paid some serious bucks, but that video was completely out of my own pocket, so take it for what it's worth. The next one. Shame on you for buying Temu. What's the issue with Temu? Seriously asking, I asked. Isn't that obvious? Temu is a Chinese company that floods the world market with the cheapest plastic products. In other words, products that are normally unsuitable for being thrown away, garbage products, if you will. Our world is collapsing, among other things, because of such corporations. The working conditions at Temu are also non-transparent. Reason enough for me to boycott Temu. But actually, all this has been known since the company was founded, so I'm a little surprised that you didn't know about it. Temu is actually just a search engine type thing. They're not actually a factory with a whole bunch of like little Chinese babies hammering away and soldering on chipboards and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff actually... So the next one was from our Slash guitar, which was actually part of our Patreon giveaway, which we just did a quick little demo of it, a playthrough, so you can get the sound samples and sound what it sounded like. And we wound up actually, raffling it off, and that's the guitar that the winner chose. So we no longer have it, but the comment was, nothing worse to me than an unskilled guitar player reviewing a good guitar. Sorry, man, no disrespect. I mean, when you say no disrespect, then you could, basically say whatever you want. My reply back was, no, none taken at all, whatsoever. Just like no disrespect, nothing worse than someone commenting on a channel without reading the about section. A beginner guitar channel for beginners. The rebuttal was, yeah, well, when scrolling and you see something you're interested in, you click and watch. You don't always take the time to see what channel is all about. And then basically just said, hey, you know what? Quote, You should take time to stop and smell the roses. Some famous guy. It is kind of amazing that how many people just blindly comment on things and just don't take the time to actually look at stuff, do a deeper dive. Hey, I fully know what I was getting into when I started YouTube. And again, no tears lost. The next one comes from the Geiger tuner video where we replaced the Geiger tuners on the guitar that we're giving away at 1,000 subscribers. And it was, this is exhausting to watch. I just wanted someone to show me about the damn machine heads. Well, almost every single video I ever do, I always put chapters in so you can go, you know, and speed through if you don't want to. I don't encourage that. I like you to watch, you know, the full video. But the video was only 7 minutes and 50 seconds long. So if you feel like that's too long, then I feel bad for your significant other. Next up, the Joyo amp. And I understand that the Joyo amp is kind of like one of those fine lines of like beginner to, you know, intermediate type guitar player, because they get some really great sounds and they get pretty damn loud and they're like kind of affordable and next level. And they're great platforms. So this one, you know, take it for what it's worth, but how about how to learn to play the guitar a little bit more? Jesus. Oh, thank them for watching and stopping in. Obviously, first time viewer and don't realize. Again, I must just come up with that tagline. Or maybe I should just write it down at the bottom. Beginner for beginners or something. Or if you're a guitar virtuoso, you don't need to watch this video. Do some like sort of like Jedi thing. One of the West Creek videos that we did, which is one of the top 5 guitars that we reviewed in 2025, got a pretty good comment. I can't take any review from someone who plays that badly. Seriously, I might as well listen to a guitar review from a plumber. I never plumbed before, but I've done some electrical work, some carpentry work, some, you know, work to the walls over here. But I'm a bit of a wood butcherer, and I'm a bit of a guitar butcherer, freely admit it, but my comment was to him, I also can't take a comment from somebody that blindly comments on a YouTube channel that has no concept of what it's about. A budget guitar, beginner guitar channel for beginners by a beginner. I might as well just listen to the car warranty guy that keeps on calling my phone every single day to see what he has to say. T's Guitars has gotten me a lot of grief, but you know what? Those guitars are so worth it. But man, this one with the T's Telly, where you can't win. You can't call a Fender that's a Squier Fender. You can't call a Telecaster looking guitar a Telecaster. You gotta call a T style, Telly style, or whatever. But man, you call a Telecaster looking type guitar a Telecaster, really, those are the next level fanboys. So started the nice and easy with the comment and then scream, you know, Telecaster at the end. So you could see my response. Speaking of Tellys, the Squier Telly, this thing is not available in the US. I went through hoops and hurdles and all that to do this video. I'm out shipping on the guitar itself, because I had to get 2. It got sent back to me. You should check out all the videos on that series. But man, again, to say it is a Fender is like highly offensive. It's like telling them to go, you know, have sexual relations with their mother or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Also, some people came to bat in that one, you know, for me. And I appreciate that, but, you know, I'd rather just not have people going to battle in the comments section. Kind of stopping that now before, hey, you know, when I'm like 100,000 subscribers, I don't want to have like, you know, battle of the YouTube channels and people threatening to beat people up like some other channels might have. So I have a simple response now to people that the video probably is out already. If not, it should be out soon. And that's just going to be a copy and paste thing from any time that someone feels like leaving one of these comments. And again, like I said, with T's Guitars, they definitely drew the fire. The Strat was no exception. In that video, I got several comments, but one of them in particular was about spending too much time doing my comedic skits instead of actually spending time with the guitar. So that person definitely got later on in a different video a response to that. But that's kind of what sets me different apart from other channels, is the little comedic effects in there. I didn't think it was too long, but hey, it's not something that's gonna make me money anyway, because it's not gonna get monetized, because it actually was too much of the Austin Powers clip used in it. But hey, like I said, I'm not in this for the money, so that one is gonna keep on going. But man, there was like this environmentalist person in there that went like, woo! Now I'm not gonna read through all that stuff. It's probably up on the screen right now, and I'll let you read it if you want to. You should probably just go check out the comment section. You should check out the video anyway. But, wow. I mean, to talk about like a guitar that's in a box, inside a gig bag, wrapped in that styrofoam, is going to be corrupting my house because it was in a climate-controlled warehouse down blocks and blocks and miles away from a landfill. You should probably look up the Amazon fulfillment center in Staten Island. There's a nice green mound not too far away from it. And then you have the entire state of New Jersey, but you also have a whole bunch of different like oil refinery tanker holder things there. So yeah, I don't know. And then lastly, just rounded out, and I'm not actually gonna post it here because it's the holiday season, and the person actually decided after I went back at them a little bit to take it down. And I thought that was kind of nice, but I told them they really didn't have to, because it really, in the end of the day, it didn't actually, you know, hurt my feelings. Like it doesn't bother me. I know who I am. I know what this channel is about, and I appreciate them for, you know, thinking about that after the fact. But many of you probably have seen a community post about it already. It's the one where I said, well, wow, since the first time that they ever commented on my channel, I've had 542 subscribers. So I think like some people just have, it could be the holiday season. So my giving to you is by not posting it in this video, but at the same time, I'm not taking down my posts, because that's the type of channel this is. I don't filter anything. I don't take out any, you know, negatives or positives that anybody puts, because I don't think that deleting negative comments, there's no 5-star reviews on every single product wherever you are. So that's what my comment section is. So if you want to leave a comment, please make it constructive. But other ones, you know what, there's a video that hopefully it's up by now, and it'll probably be showing up at this point over here, that you could check out, and it kind of explains, you know, what I feel about that negative comment that you're going to leave. But for the rest of you, I hope you have a great holiday season. We're going to keep on going with this 12 days of giving. You've all been a fantastic audience, and as always, stay tuned.